what have we been looking at this since yesterday? Well, this week for 2 days now. Okay, Oliver, one thing that we've been looking at. Congress, okay, that's one part of it. What about as a whole? So that's one part of what we've been looking at. Daphne.
The branches of government.
The branches of government. Somebody else raise your hand and tell me how many branches of government do we have? Beautiful, Iker.
3.
3 branches. Caleb, give me one of those branches.
I think you all right.
You give me all 3? Go for it, man.
Legislative, executive, and judicial.
All right, and let's say,
Executive.
ready, all together? Executive,
Executive.
okay, legislative,
Legislative.
judicial.
Judicial.
Good, not the other word.
Judicial.
All right, very good. Why do you think that we have 3 branches of government and not just one branch of government? Adrian.
Because I think like if there's one branch, then what is it? It would have to cover everything, and it's kind of just easier to get 3 because like the judicial, it covers like the courts and stuff, and
It's like more organized.
yeah, it's organized.
Okay, more organized. Any other points that you want to make about that? Other
Be more
people? Okay, Bonnie.
It's like wait, so you were talking about the 3 branches.
The 3 branches of government? Yes.
So that they can like make like laws, but if there was only one, the president could just make a law that other people didn't agree on, and that would just be a law.
And why is that? Why would we consider that maybe a negative? Would it be a negative or a positive, and why?
Negative.
Okay. Wait. Okay, Caleb.
It would be negative because they came, England, and they had a king, and they don't want a king because they came to the United States to have freedom.
Very good. Other thoughts? Okay, sorry. Yes, Oliver.
So like, if you don't have 3 branches, then what's with having a president? You might as well not say president, you might as well just say dictator.
Interesting. Okay.
And the dictators, kings are pretty much just rule it all. Dictators, it's kind of a bloodline, so it just never ends.
Right. And a dictatorship is different than a monarchy, which is where we get kings from. So we do want to make that distinction.
They're kind of the same, but different.
To a certain degree, we can get it deeper into that later on. Adrian, last thoughts.
Alright, so we're talking about 3 branches. So I think,
A little bit louder.
alright, so I think the reason we have 3 branches is is because we need to be more, and like
Wait, what was that?
if to have 3 branches is like
More organized?
and like I think it's just better that way because like on the paper it says like it has to go through steps before it's a law. Like the president, like if you vote for a president and that president completely changes and if he's really unfair laws, then you can pretty much control everyone for those 4 years.
He's a dictator.
Yeah.
So-
But he just rules the world. He could make he could say no school, which sounds like a bad thing, but it really is a good thing in certain ways.
No,
But I
And they could do that if they didn't.
Yeah,
didn't have the
that's
three
like
branches.
so make
Yeah, but they could do that if we didn't have the branches.
it'd be horrible.
All right, Maggie.
I think that the difference between the king and dictator is because the king gets elected, and the president gets elected, and the king isn't elected.
Oh, interesting. Yep. All right.
Dictators.
Ready? 3. We're gonna shift over to our paper. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, point to your paper. Touch it, feel it. It's a beautiful paper. It's wonderful. Is yours colorful? A little bit of color. Okay, good. Mine's black and white, so I couldn't remember if I did yours in color. Oh, look at that, Oliver. Can you press HDMI and so that our screen's actually bigger?
I saw something. The legislative one kind of looks like our Oklahoma State Capitol.
A lot of the Capitol buildings do have a tendency to look like our Capitol building from.
Oh,
All right. So we have a couple of notes to reinforce, but we also have here this triangle that's showing the relationship between each of the branches of government. Okay, so I'm not having you write all of this down, but can you take a look at it and tell me what do you see are some of the things that are happening here? And Caleb, you said an important word earlier. I wonder if you remember what you said. when I asked why we have the 3 branches of government, you actually said a word and I thought you were, the balance, okay? Balance is very important, right? So what is happening here is that there's a balance that is happening. So how do you see this balance happening? Like take 3 minutes and read through this. And then we'll read it kind of together, but just skim it, see, look at it. What do you notice what is the balance that's happening? Right.
I put myself a
Wait,
little
2 more
note.
minutes. You can write notes on here. This is for you. You can write your own thoughts so that you know how you wanna word things.
What do you mean by, what did you say, sorry?
So as you're
My mouth is not.
So as you're reading, what do you know, where do you see that their balance is happening? So in your observation, what you're understanding, and it's okay if you're like, I don't really see it, that's totally fine. But here, as you read each of these, do you see where the balance is happening with the information they're giving you?
Balance is in making it like sturdy, I guess, or well, not sturdy, but.
Well, take a minute and read through it and see what it is based on the wording here. You're seeing something already? And Caleb, are you seeing something already? Okay, let's get 1 more minute and then I'll start with Grady and then Caleb, you'll go after.
Can I go with that after the?
Alright. Remember to write down your thoughts because that helps you to be able to have the confidence to then speak your thoughts and make sure that it's a complete thought. And we wanna make sure we keep working on that, okay? Complete thoughts always, as much as possible. Get your thoughts down on paper. So if you haven't written down your thought but you're gonna share something, can you get it down on paper, at least 1 sentence? Okay, get it down on paper. What would you share if you were sharing out loud? You can write on here.
Alright.
In the middle?
You can write anywhere on this.
This is ours.
This is yours. It's gonna go into your notes. If you need something spelled, make sure to. I forgot to turn on the lights. Lights on or off?
On,
Doesn't
off,
matter.
on,
Makes me want to sleep on something.
As a teacher, I feel like that's not the greatest thing. But as a student, I can see where you're coming from.
Like 2 hours left.
I'm
Coming from Mars, so I can
This one here
This
does.
I kind of feel, at this, like, I have a question,
10 seconds?
About class.
like,
See, what would this period be called? What period is it? 6th, 5th, 5th period.
No, this is 6th period. If we're doing that, yes, 6th period.
for 6th period, can we have the lights off?
We are having the lights
Or
on.
like every 6th,
Maybe. Alright, 5, 4,
like a tree.
3, 2, 1. Alright, Grady, start us off.
So each branch like kind of does its thing, like the legislative makes the laws and then
Executive.
executive enforces laws and judicial branch interprets the laws. But if it was just one, no matter what it was, it'd be made, cause the law that the legislative branch makes, like, it has to get past, executive branch and, like, judicial branch. So if it was all one, then, like, whoever made it,
It would already be signed.
it'd already be like a rule. But if it was not a very good rule from the legislative branch and it went to the executive branch and they didn't like it, like, that, it kinda helps it, like, keep good rules.
Then it has to go
Get-
like,
get it checked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like the same as we said. If you have a bad law from the legislative branch and it goes to the executive branch, then usually the executive branch will be like, oh no, not do it. But I guess if it gets past it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Then the judicial branch will be the last case, and it should be hopefully be put out. Because if it was only one, like let's say it was only the legislative branch,
Mhm.
They could make bad laws all the time.
I
Do anything.
declare
And
schools
no-
canceled.
Exactly.
Which
And
is a
that
horrible law.
People
all
are
right.
really
So,
stupid.
so we're gonna go into Caleb's point, but very good points, both Grady and good working off, Adrian, his ideas and expanding on that, okay.
I see that they all work together in doing something, and keeping the laws in the United States United, if it was just one branch, then they wouldn't have enough, it wouldn't be very organized and balanced.
Okay. Good, so what you're noticing is the title of the paper, the checks and the balances.
And they wouldn't, and one of them would be too overwhelmed. And they would have too many things to do.
Mhm.
But and with all three of them, it also keeps the one of them away from not letting the majority vote for if the laws will be laws, and they could make a very bad law.
Okay.
And also,
And the United States could get it to the United States.
Okay, very good. I'm gonna have, I know Oliver, I told you it was your turn next, so I do remember this, I have not forgotten you. I am gonna have, Isabella share really quick, so remember Isabella, loud, go ahead. You can face your classmates a little bit.
I put it, all the branches help make official laws and make sure they're fair.
Ooh, that's a good word, huh? I like that word actually, like the work together, so they're creating what we hope will be fair laws, creating fair laws. It feels like that should be one of the goals, right? Well, I propose that should be one of the goals, would be creating fair laws. And yes, please, Oliver?
Yeah, I have two things actually.
Okay.
They keep each other in line, so they keep each other in line, so someone doesn't become a dictator. And just go, so if like, say there's just like a really bad president. Like everybody thought he would be good, but he's not. He could like cancel school, which could be really bad. He could make it so like he could say some laws he could like say it's okay to steal.
Okay.
He could, but without the judicial and legislative, they wouldn't be able to stop it because they don't exist. So that's why they all have to work together. It kind of keeps the state, it keeps them in line.
They do nothing.
Work together, so we could add here unity. Okay, it's also one of the goals, so I think goal creating fair laws, maybe another goal is unity. Okay, very good.
Look, two things.
One really quick, Bonnie, and then we're gonna end with Adrian, then I'm gonna have one more round of asking a question. So those of you who haven't yet, participated with these questions, I think you will be confident enough to raise your hand and participate. We'll give you some time to think through. But let me have Bonnie share, and, go ahead, Bonnie, share your thoughts.
So, I feel like what Oliver said, it keeps, it keeps America in line, and if the president wasn't a good person, what America would lose its point in being free.
It wouldn't
When you
be the United.
Okay.
It's
When you
United
say,
States.
good, so when you say its point, do you mean like it's an identity? Yeah, so it keeps America's identity, could we say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the goal of this, kind of the organization is creating fair laws, unity, keeping America's identity, keeps America's identity, and what else?
So it could like completely change, because the people came here and fought for our freedom, and then one person changing all of that because these branches weren't here would completely change the course of America. and that people wouldn't want to live here anymore. So it's kind of like England. Most of the people don't live in England anymore, but a lot of people left because they thought it was unfair.
Right.
America would start dropping its population, and like also, it says the Supreme Court can decide things the president does that are unconstitutional, but then it says that the Supreme Court can declare laws to be unconstitutional. So it's like the same thing but really different.
Yes, the Supreme Court
They
can.
have the same subject, but they're
Good. I'm glad you noticed that. Here's two different, because it impacts two different parts of the other branches, right? It impacts the other two branches. So each branch is impacting each other in different ways. So again, there's this balance that's happening, which when you see, if you put your hands like this, okay? Now pretend that there's like this tension, and if you move one, if you were to like have strings attached, if you move this hand, can this hand, it's probably gonna move the other one, but it's gonna kind of try and keep you in the balance in the middle. Okay, so imagine like a pulley or something like that. It's gonna try and keep you in the balance. Okay, so but you would have to like have those strings kind of attached, but you want to be here. Okay, no matter what, like if one side pulls this way, then the other side pulls this way, and you want to kind of still have a tension, keeping you in the middle.
For example,
That's actually a better example. Good job, Emiliano. Adrian, finish off
Alright, so, there's three branches, right?
loudly.
Alright, three branches, so is it, for one law to get passed, there's only 3 people in each branch, right? You can't keep it down into a fraction, like 2/3 of them have to agree to it.
In the legislative branch, 2/3 have to agree in order for the laws that the president had to be vetoed. So that would be from yesterday. We're talking about this one.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the fact that that the legislative branch can override the president's veto with a 2/3 vote. So if the president were to say, oh, you know what, like, here's the law we're trying to make, and the president's like, well, I'm gonna veto that law, then the legislative branch can actually say, well, we're not gonna let you veto it, but there has to be an agreement of 2/3 of the people who make up the legislative branch.
And then I guess
Yeah.
it can go back to an executive, and then they could pass the they pass it.
So what's interesting here is that can you see what the conflict could be? What if the legislative branch wants to pass a law, but the president's like, hold, you shall not pass. You probably are too young for that. In any case, watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
shall not pass that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you know, you know. If you don't know, watch the movie. Read the books. So it is a little scary. It's true.
Yeah, candy.
All right, so here, sometimes you can kind of end up being stuck a little bit, like, wait, we want to pass a law. No, you cannot pass a law. Well, we veto your veto, and then all these different things, and so then a law can stay here stuck, which is unfortunate, especially when it's the laws we want to pass.
There should be
So-
some, I feel like there should be another branch, like. in that
Yes, the
like-
God branch.
Make a proposition and make an agreement about it.
If you could make another branch, this is interesting. Let's do this when we come back. We should do a little project of if you could make a 4th branch.
What
That you think, what would you call it, and what would it be its
The
function?
dictator branch.
Function is also one of our vocab words from Unit 1. So try that. Alright, so what would it do? Okay, no, don't give your ideas away. Don't give your ideas away. Keep your ideas to yourself.
like brain.
Alright. You show me sitting up straight. Feet are flat. Okay, back to straight. Hands are on your desk. Alright, let's see. 100%. There we go. Okay, so good ideas. Let's do that when we come back. To end class today, here's what we're going to do. Alright, so you have some knowledge now. You have some handouts. Awesome if you don't use them, but here is what we're ending class with. You're going to end with an activity. And what we're going to do is you're going to get into groups, okay? I will put you into groups. Oh, okay, maybe I'll let you choose. Well, I'll decide. After the instructions, I'll decide what what I'm going to do. Alright, so what you're going to do is there's 3 relays. I think you should be able to get through all of them. So what you're going to do is you're going to read the branch of government that makes laws. Don't say anything. You're going to look at your options, okay? And then you're going to highlight which one it is, okay? This is why you need your highlighters. So let's do the first one together, only the first one. The branch of government that makes the laws. Like makes the laws. Legislative. So then we would highlight legislative. Okay, so you can do
So
that.
all the answers are up here.
So they're in your notes. But if you don't have to use your notes, don't use it. Like see how much you know, and use your notes when you need to. All right. So, but this is going to be okay. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. You're gonna go through each one of them. Okay. The first partners or groups. I haven't decided yet how you're gonna do this. Who comes and gives it to me? I give you the next one. So it's like a relay race. Okay. But it's not a crazy relay race. There is no chaos that's going to ensue in my class because Ms. Rodriguez does not do chaos. She does organized chaos.
Wait, what do you mean?
Pass it to the next person.
So, no. All I'm saying is, as a group, you're going to choose, come to agreements, choose your answers. When you're done choosing all your answers, put your total at the bottom. Okay, so add up your numbers. So, for example, let's say this one's legislative, this one is judicial. I'm gonna add up 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2, depending on what the answer is. And your total will go down here, okay? And highlight your total at the end. And that's how I'll know whether you have them right or not.
Now,
Alright?
all you gotta do is put the number.
Correct. It's an easy way for Ms. Rodriguez to assess. Alright, so does this make sense how this works? Any questions before you head off? Alright, I am going to put you in partners myself. Can somebody give me my dandy bag? Bonnie, can you pass it down? It's right there.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, the brown bag.
Yeah.
The sandwich bag. Here,
Where?
right here. Beaker, you got it?
I think it's on the.
Thank you. Good job. Teamwork.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, no, you got it, girl. Good. Sweet. Awesome. Alright, you may exit the stage. Finger, that's a good way to do that. Alright. Alright, here we go. I know that sometimes you think that this is rigged, but this is all
It
the
has to be
chance.
It has to be rigged.
Beaker and Ken. New team here. Alright, let's go.
If it was me, I was gonna cry.
Oliver and Grady.
Yeah!
Alright. Isabella
I can do this on grade.
and Caleb.
No,
Alright. Daphne and Maggie.
Should double.
Alright, let's see.
Honestly, I'm
Group of 3. Adrian, Bonnie, and
And
Emiliano.
Oh,
We go got it.
I already called it.
And yes.
Rodriguez, I go for
Have light on it.
Yes.
Called it.
Here, you and your
You already have two people on it.
Are you Alright, who else hasn't got Bonnie? Emiliano. Come here, please. Adrian. Where you at?
Daphne.
Adrian, you're over here. Let's go. Alright, when you're done, you come and get number 2. You guys have to do yours? Alright. Bonnie got hers?
Alright, so the first one's on the boxes.
They did play in the boxes. You may take the chair. But take it away from there. Alright.
Go ahead.